Hello and welcome to this quick little video about one of my pet peeves, and that is when people leave comments saying something is better or best without qualifying what they mean. Now, it happens on my channel quite a lot, but I see it more and more in other channels and forums and other places too. And whenever a content creator is expressing their opinion, and we'll come back to opinions in a minute, if somebody doesn't agree with that opinion, and that's absolutely fine, everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, then they will leave a comment along the lines of, "That's not right, such and such is much better," or "such and such is best." It might be talking about which quad is better, about a particular HDFPV system, which radio system is better, which fixed wing model, plane versus balsa, IC versus electric. There's lots of dearly held opinions. And that's absolutely fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. In fact, everyone has an opinion. They're like belly buttons. But the challenge comes when people leave those kind of comments where they don't qualify it. If we take it away from radio control for a minute, if we have 3 or 4 cars that you're looking to buy as a new car buyer, you might have the 2-seater sports car, you might have the 4-seat sedan, you might have the convertible, you might have a pickup truck. And which one is best for you really depends on what you're looking for out of a car. So what would be the best car for me isn't going to be the best car for you. And that's because the situation that we're in is different and what we're looking for is different. And that is one of the big things about better and best, is that it is completely subjective. Now, there are instances where better and best is demonstrably so by facts that are very hard to dispute. So it may be that a model has some inherent designs which make it a terrible flyer and or very fragile and it breaks very easily. It could be that a flight controller has a specific issue with a noisy gyro or terrible voltage regulation. We've all seen those things, and then subsequent versions are better or best, and that's because they have fixed those specific issues. But talking about a specific quadcopter or a wing or a plane and saying that such and such is better or best, again, kind of means absolutely bumkiss, unless you explain what that means. Now, going back into the hobby, we could have a couple of quadcopters. One could be a small 5-inch running on 6S, designed to go incredibly quickly, highly tuned, running on Betaflight, no additional sensors or anything, and it's just designed to get round a track really quickly and fly for 3.5–4 minutes at a time. The other quad might be a 7-inch quad. It might have iNav or autopilot on it. It might have GPSs, compass, LiDARs, optical flow sensors. It might be able to fly for 20–25 minutes. Now, the person that really loves quad racing is going to find that 7-inch poor, because it doesn't fly really quickly, it's not as responsive, it doesn't perform in the same way that the racing quad does. However, somebody that really loves to fly for 20–25 minutes at a time will find that that racing quad is too specifically made for one job, and they might like to just go up and just explore, but also have the ability to have return to home. So saying that something is better or best is worthless unless you explain why you think that is. And so few people in the comments actually qualify what they mean when they say that something is better or best. So this is just a request. If you're leaving comments in places like forums or YouTube channels like this, if you have an opinion that you think something is better than something else, brilliant. But please, when you leave a comment, explain why you think that is, because some of the things that I've learned about in this particular hobby, or found through friends getting involved with things that I am not directly involved with here, and bumping in and seeing something at the field that I'm really interested in and then finding a new passion in the hobby, have come from those times where somebody has explained to me about why something is really good. Piqued my interest, I then got into it. So things like the He-Wing Ranger T1 is a great example of a model that kind of passed me by until a friend found it. So sometimes by explaining to people why something is better or best can help them find another part of the hobby. But please, when you're leaving a comment on one of my videos, I would ask you, if you're going to express the opinion that something is better or best, please just explain why. It might educate us all. And this is also why it can be very tricky to give a great answer to a genuine question where somebody's asking me, someone like me, what is best? Could be what's the best quad, what's the best wing, what's the best plane, what's the best radio, what's the best FPV goggles. We have so much choice in the hobby that best and better is entirely subjective in those instances. If someone is relatively new to the hobby and it needs to be kept super simple, then that overriding requirement means that what is best for that particular person at that point in time is going to be different from somebody that's been flying and playing with the hobby for the last 3 years, is a very accomplished pilot, knows their way around STX, can handle Betaflight and iNav setups and soldering without batting an eyelid, understand how to do basic troubleshooting, already bought their goggles and understand how to do FPV and on-screen display. Best for them is going to be different from somebody who's just starting out. Or it might be down to the fact that somebody hasn't got £1,000 to spend on the hobby and they're trying to get into the hobby while spending the minimum amount of stuff. And then it's more of an equation of what's the best quality they can get for reasonable money, rather than what's the best they can get, irrespective of the price. So if you are asking for what's best about something, then that's great. Thank you for engaging with my content, but please provide that little bit of context for me about where you are in your radio control journey, what you've already flown, what kind of things are you looking for, and it'll help me give an answer that'll get you to where you need to be far more quickly and potentially won't lead you down a blind avenue. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that explains why things like better and best are one of my pet peeves. It's just one of those things that I keep bumping into, and without that context of why something is better or best, either from somebody in the comments or somebody asking me for that kind of advice, it's tricky to comment on. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Painless 360 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.